All right, welcome back to episode 4 of the Team Avatar show.
Secret Tunnel.
We're back. We're back with Luke. We're back with Logan.
Secret Tunnel.
Luke really likes this episode.
Yeah, I've actually come full circle on Avatar.
That's crazy because, I'm not there at all.
Yeah.
Secret
It's also such
Tunnel.
all 4 elements of emotion.
Yes.
The show needs to learn about.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yes.
All right, well, we're covering episode 4. And let's get into the pod. Let's just not waste time. No wasting time. And we'll start with Luke because you really like this episode.
I want to go first.
You get to do your positives
So
first.
I have 3 sets of notes written down here.
Okay.
First positive is I feel like this is when the show actually it starts. In my opinion, this is a video about opinions, but in my opinion, I feel like this is when the show actually kind of starts feeling more like the original. Because it actually has, I feel like, emotion in this episode. And not like it's comedic. There's moments that are funny. For instance, big thing here. We get the secret tunnel. And I'm going to be honest, it's very weird that they put the secret tunnel here. Because it's the whole reason we see the secret tunnel in season 2, it's got its own thing. I don't want to spoil it for you, Eric.
I didn't know it existed before this episode.
Yeah, so the whole secret tunnel story in this is completely different than how it was in the show. Completely different. But the fact that we get the secret tunnel song, I really liked because it was good. It was nice. We saw Sokka do a little dance, and I'm like, this feels more like the comedy of the actual show. It just felt right. The next thing, of course, secret tunnel. I have Boomy funny, and I really like Boomy in the original. And this one, I think he's fine. He's not. I don't think he's awful in this one. I think the way he acts, it's different than the original, a little bit different. But I still think it's funny. I actually laughed at some of the moments here. Maybe just because I'm biased towards Boomy. I'm a big boom guy. But I thought it was actually kind of funny. I will say though,
I'm seeing why I don't like the episode and why you like it.
yeah. I will say though, I wish we got. I think the pet's name is Fluffy or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I wish we got that because I felt like that was, it's a cool character, that beast thing.
You mean you wanted the original trials and challenges from the original show?
The original trials and challenges.
Yeah.
But see, this is
That'd
one of those
been
moments
great.
where I was like, when they changed something to make it to the live action, and I was like, this is one of those things where it's like, if they change it, but they, in my opinion, they changed it, but they still made it entertaining, I was okay with this kind of change. The Secret Tunnel, a change that I'm like, on. But then my final positive I have is seeing the Iroh funeral scene about his son, and the scene's kind of boring, but in the background, hear that classic melody that anybody that's seen season 2 would understand. Leaves from the Vine.
There's a lot of season 2 things in season 1.
Yeah,
What's up with that?
okay, that's an
What's
issue
up
I
with
have.
that?
That's an issue I have. But I really liked hearing the whole Leaves from the Vine thing. It's just, so this is my positive. This isn't a negative, but this got me worried. What are we going to get if they have a season 2 for the show? What are we going to get in season 2? Because it seems like they're more than willing just to be pulling stuff out of season 2 to throw it into season 1, which means those episodes that would have been in season 2, if they do them, they won't do them right. Or they'll just completely skip them. It's like, okay, how much stuff are we going to be taking out of season 2 to put into season 1? But overall, those are my positives of this episode.
Okay. All right. Logan, you seemed like you were ready to hop on there, so you can go next on positives.
Out on the mic.
All right, the only thing I have positive was just Boomy. That was it, literally.
Oh, shit. So you guys really liked Boomy. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like,
I always like Boomy.
Like, I mean, Boomy, so he is kind of weak in the show. Not like physically weak, but like his character in some aspects of it
Yeah.
like made no sense for X, Y, and Z. But overall, it's still the true Boomy of him being like a weird, creepy kind of thing because war's been going on and whatnot, and hasn't had any true friends since then. But yeah, it's like
I feel like he survived the transition from 2D to live action, but like changed in a way that I feel like didn't ruin him.
yeah, and
see, I came out of that the
negatives.
opposite.
Really?
Because Boomy in the original always gave me yes, he was funny. He was kind of weird. He was like very unique. He was very just a unique character to the show in general. So I really liked his character. And here it was just like, yes, he was still funny. That aspect of it, they nailed. Like the funny aspect, the weird aspect. But the other aspect of it that I thought the character always had was he always struck me as a kind of a wise character as well. Like he was trying to teach Aang things as well in like his challenges and trials. Like the big thing I came out of it was like not everything is about how powerful you are, how strong you are, how, whatever. It's also about how clever you are. How can you work through problems in a very strategic and smart way? And so he was testing Aang in that regard as well. Like think about even the final thing is like, what is Boomy's name? Because Aang didn't know it at the time. That's something that changed. In the show, it's just like, nah, we don't need any of that. Like, that doesn't matter. And then the final, like, trial is we're both going to have a rock above our head.
Yeah, big rock.
And we're going to act like this is a massive choice. Boomy is a earthbender. He can go, and boom, it does nothing. Like, this doesn't matter. And then when they're like, okay, well, this is actually a big decision, Sokka just comes in at the end and just saves the day anyway. So it had no tension at all. So I was just like, this plotline went nowhere. This didn't matter. In the grand scheme of this plotline did not matter at all. Like, it did nothing for Aang's development. Outside of Aang saying, I have friends. I don't care that you have friends because none of you have chemistry outside of sometimes Sokka and Katara have chemistry every once in a while. Like, at this episode, they had some chemistry in this episode. That's not been there for 3 episodes for the most part. So, I mean, that's why I'm just here. I'm just like, yes, I liked aspects of what you guys talked about of the character of Boomy, but the overall aspect and the overall adaptation of the character is completely different. That just makes the character completely different to me. And I don't think it was like in a positive or okay way. It was just bad.
Guys, I think we're
I'm
forgetting
blinded by the
something.
funny.
Guys, we're forgetting something.
That's why I said
Eric.
that. Well, hold on. That's why I said now I know why you liked it more than I did, because I don't put as much on the funny, but like the funny, like he was funny. He was very. Boomy was definitely funny.
Guys,
Go ahead,
Finally
Logan.
getting some funny in this show. I'll take it.
All right. So you guys agree that there is funny in the show, right?
With this episode.
With this episode specifically,
We're supposed to be a serious show. Don't forget that. We're trying to put together.
they're breaking lore. They're breaking the lore.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Their own lore. Their own lore.
will
Not
say-
God damn.
I didn't write them down, but I do have quite a few dislikes of this episode. So when we do get to that,
Okay.
we'll follow
all right.
them.
Let me actually get into the positives because I started out with a
yeah.
huge fucking
Oh,
negative.
yeah, hold on. I'm going to get something you like.
There is no
Um,
positives to the show.
No. Hold on.
I like how we
Stop,
tried doing positives. We talk about positives for a
hold
second.
on. Because positives are harder to talk about than negatives.
First positive, it looks good.
The positive. That's actually my third. That's actually my third. The first one, I really liked Zuko and Iroh's development / relationship.
Yeah.
As someone who didn't know about this backstory, because again, haven't watched season 2 yet, I was like, wow. That was really cool. That was really refreshing. And just given that this is the only relationship in the show that's worked so far, it was like, wow, that felt earned. That felt good. That's why this episode's not a 4 out of 10 for me, is that relationship, that plot line specifically. Every time Iroh or Zuko was on the screen, I was like, just keep it here. Don't go back to the main story. Just keep it right here. Let's just have a spin-off. Let's rename the show and go to Iroh and Zuko's magic adventures. But yeah, I did like a decent amount of the stuff between Sokka and Katara when they were in the tunnel. I did like some of that.
I did like some of that.
Please,
some more.
the visuals. They were good. The sound design. We didn't even mention the sound design last episode. Sound design and music.
The visuals of the audio
Good. They were good. They were good. I also put in my positives. Boomy somewhat negative. So we already talked about that, but he was funny and he was very unique and weird. So they got that part of it. That's the positive. Again, the other positive I had was related to Iroh. I liked his interaction with the Earth Soldier because it made it interesting between the two dynamics, because you have this Earth Soldier where it's like, we're not supposed to like this guy again. He's kind of a dick, supposed to be, more or less. But at the same time, it's like you can understand where he's coming from. It's like, yeah, he's watched people that he cares about die because of this conflict, because of direct actions that Iroh did. Now, he doesn't know the full story. He doesn't know everything going on, but that's a very human emotion. And then on the other side of it, you have Iroh, who's a character that's trying to kind of atone for those things, and he's not that same person. So I found that dynamic very interesting. Why I wanted just that plot line. But that's all my positives. So
that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, if this show would have stretched the whole, imagine this, right? Episode 3 and 4, you combine them, like the plots. And episode 3 and 4, throughout both of those episodes, it's Aang going through the trials. And then for if they wanted to do it with Sokka and Katara in the secret tunnel, they could have had like between those 2 episodes, it's like them, I don't know, following Jet or something, and that's when they end up through the tunnel or whatnot. It just feels weird that it's like they have to like you said in episode 3, Katara's just going back and forth. But in this episode, now we got to go through the secret tunnel. It's like, why can you just take it whatever passageway you were taking the last episode? So if they would have just combined the two, I agree. Give each plot more time to breathe and develop, it'd come out a lot stronger. But no, we get like every time we jump to the bald kid with the blue arrow, he's like, I have friends, you know. It's like, do you?
Like, do you really?
Are these really your friends here?
I would say they're acquaintances at this point.
More of acquaintances. But every single argument we keep getting between Sokka and Katara is just Katara says, "Don't treat me like a child." Sokka goes, "Dad put me in charge." It's like, oh, groundbreaking delivery here, guys. Shocking.
Yeah. That's why I was like somewhat, because I'm like, there's some things in there that you're like, okay, yeah, I like that. I like that, like Katara to Sokka's like, yeah, you know, you had a rough job, right? Trying to be the protector of the village. Like that's like, okay, yeah, I like this. But that they start out good or they start out bad, but then it'll flip flop. You don't get really one consistent plot line throughout the whole.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But no, I will say, but like how you said with Boomy, even though I do think it's really funny, I will agree 100% that it's like he doesn't have the whole thing with the challenges is like how you said it's like he's wise and it's like it's like a Yoda. Like when you first meet Yoda on Dagobah, he's goofy.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good one.
He's playing you. They really didn't give that here. It was just like Boomy being like, "You gotta make hard choices in the world." Yeah. And then all of a sudden, Katara and Sokka come up. Katara throws ice on the ground, and Sokka does like the slowest knee slide I've ever seen across the ice. I'm like, okay.
Oh my god,
that was great.
So are we still is this now negatives that we're talking about?
Okay, well, let's go to negatives now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Logan, you can go first because you haven't talked in a while.
Okay. One is the whole love tunnel scene, the secret tunnel stuff.
Tunnel.
Yeah, is the argument with Katara Sokka. I don't need to repeat it again because it happens in episode 3, and the whole outburst is out of the blue, in my opinion. And then Boomy, like Eric was saying, they do some things and they flop it. Well, they did one step forward with Boomy, making him funny, and then 4 back because in the show, episode 4, whenever Aang and Boomy are walking and he starts doing like the candy crystal stuff, he looks at Aang, and prior to this scene, Aang is like, "Can I go? I need to get to the northern tribe." And Boomy's like, "No, you gotta do this first." Follows him and starts playing games. Now we're at the candy crystal scene. Aang is trapped. Boomy looks down at him and is like, "Always games with you. Never being serious." I'm sure Aang is serious in. He's serious in the entire show, so that outburst of him saying,
in the show.
Yeah, it's like, Boomy, you're the one that wanted to play the game. Aang said, "I gotta get to the northern tribe." And then Boomy comes here and flips it like he's got bipolar depression and blaming on someone else like, "Oh, Aang, you're trying to play a damn game with me now." And all that. It made no sense. And then the lesson that he's trying to tell Aang about hard decisions was already learned on Kyoshi Island by Kyoshi because he doesn't want to hurt people. So then Kyoshi shows him like the harder decisions.
And it wasn't a hard decision anyway. They gave him a cop-out.
I know, unlike in the cartoon where Katara's trapped and being suffocated in the candy crystal stuff. Oh my god, it's stupid. It's stupid.
Funny.
That's fine. That Boomy funny about writing shit.
Boomy funny.
Boomy
writing
funny,
shit.
writing shitty.
Yeah.
That made me almost cry.
Oh my god. Like, dude, they probably kept everyone else's lines how they are because they saw him as the bad guy in the cartoon. It's like, oh, okay, Zuko, he's a bad guy, so he's sexist, so we're gonna keep his lines, all this kind of stuff. But he's got the best acting, the Firecast does, because they're the bad guys, so they kept all the bad stuff in it. They got the good acting. And now you look at the good people, that's like, all right, they're good, we cannot have X, Y, and Z, we can't have them be this, we can't have them do that. They're bland, boring, and all that stuff. And there's a YouTube short of a teacher showing the kids the cartoon in his class during break times. All the kids love the cartoon Sokka. You guys made him dry in the show because where the Mechanist says there's secret tunnels they could take, and then he's like, all right, yeah,
he's having a breakdown.
Like, yeah, Sokka's like, oh, yeah, you ruined it. You ruined it.
No
But,
talent.
no, because Sokka's like, all right, yeah, let's just take the tunnels, and then Mechanist is like, but they're haunted, and Sokka, dry as hell. I know it's supposed to be like a sarcastic scene, but he's just so boring. And this gets to the dancing scene that Luke likes as well. But Sokka's like, oh, so there's secret tunnels with ghosts now? And he's like straight face, no emotion. Yeah,
They
it's
ghosts
like,
now?
that wasn't funny. It's like, yeah, there's ghosts now. And it's like, all right, that's stupid. Then once he gets to the secret tunnel, he picks up the maraca, and he's stiff as hell, shaking it. And then the last 3 seconds, he starts dancing. As soon as it ends, he goes back to his normal character of being stiff and one-dimensional. And all that. It's so it's cringe watching Sokka. I hate his scenes. I mean, I guess the show is like, all right, Avatar game, we're gonna do this in one shot. All right, you fucked it. We're keeping that because we're spending a shitload on the costumes. And
doing it live.
God
Fuck it,
damn.
we're doing it live.
You got one take, one.
So I gotta ask the female and the gay fan base real quick of which Sokka they prefer, because evidently the kids in grade school that are watching cartoon all like Sokka, and the teacher even got the voice actor to talk to the class. So my question is to the fan base: is which Sokka do you find more fun to hang out with, the live action TV show one or the cartoon one, who is apparently sexist and all that stuff? Which one do you guys like? Is my question. So I'm just gonna end it there. All right.
All right.
With
His
my whole
breakdown's
argument.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made the whole
Oh
Avatar
God,
cast,
you guys go.
all that.
Cancel him now.
All right. Well, let's get to Luke. I need some time to recover. I'm still laughing.
Yeah. I kind of went over my negatives already, but I will go into the secret tunnel thing. That was my biggest negative with this show is, okay, like I said, I like that we got the secret tunnel song, but I would have liked that if we gotten it in season 2 is just as well. So my issue is, now, Eric, do you care if I do any season 2 spoilers?
Just go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Because in season 2, when they go through the secret tunnel, it's a great development of the relationship between Katara and Aang. Because that's how they discover their pathway through the tunnel was like true love's kiss or whatever at night or in the darkness, and that lights up all the glowing rocks. That's how they get through. In this show, it's the Badgers know they can sense love, and that's what they'll guide you through by digging holes for you. I was like, the mole badgers were there, but that's not why they were there. Yeah, I don't know. But then you guys have already kind of summed up all my other issues. Boomy's funny. I rest my case.
Okay.
No.
All right. I'm about to just go in on some characters.
Hold on. Let me position myself then. Okay.
Yeah, switch yourself. You gotta get prepared.
Hold on. I gotta get ready. Hold on a second. I'm not sitting on the floor. I'm in a chair.
He's definitely on a chair right now. Okay, so the mechanic or engineer and his kid.
The mechanist.
The people I don't give a shit about because they suck in this show. They're just terrible.
I thought Teal did fine.
No, they're bad. I'm about to go in. So
Go in.
Why the fuck does this kid know everything about the inner workings of this damn castle? One episode, he knows where the fuck they're meeting for the terrorist attacks. Maybe he's a terrorist, because I got no idea how he knows this.
He's the one pulling the strings.
The next episode, now we got this other schmuck who's like, oh, I know where the tunnels are, and then he tells his kid, so that's how the kid knows that there's these secret tunnels. They're not secret if randos know it. Okay, so we just got too much knowing of stuff that just shouldn't know. Or maybe they should know one of them. How do they know everything? Then let's actually get to motivations as to why this guy is supporting the Fire Nation. In the original, it's because, they're just a very small group of people, right? They can't really defend themselves against the Fire Nation attacking them. So it does make sense that, I will sell weapons to the Fire Nation to protect my family and, whatever. Here, it's just they're threatening that they might attack. And I'm just like, you're in the middle of the mighty Earth Kingdom. You guys have been at war for 100 years. That's what Boomy said. So why would the Fire Nation stop attacking you for this guy who apparently is not making weapons? He's just making prototypes or whatever. It's like, what? And then, all that needed to happen, right? Because he's also worried about these Fire Nation spies. The end of the episode, it's a one line off that says, oh yeah, they did a stick up and they caught them all. It's like,
bye-bye.
So it was that easy. And then the Fire Nation is going to come attack the city. They've been doing that for 100 years. This is no new information. Boomy is literally having his old guy syndrome breakdown to Aang about, oh my god, you don't know about the war. It's been going on and on and on and on. It's like, apparently not, because this guy making some prototypes is stopping them from attacking. Like,
Always games with you.
dude,
Rock candy.
there's just so many inconsistencies. I'm just like, dude, this is the clearest.
candy.
Okay, we needed to force this plot in from season 1 and just force it in there without any reason or rationale at all. This makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. All right, so that out of the way. And the Jet plot line gets wrapped up in this episode too, and it just like it feels very sloppy. It's just like, oh yeah, they have a little conversation, and Jet has a little panic, and then bam, he gets frozen against the wall, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
I completely forgot about all the
I'm-
Jet stuff in this episode.
Well, I thought it was episode 3.
No, it's episode 4. It happens at the beginning of episode 4.
Yeah, I really don't remember that.
They're
And
starting to entwine with the shit right.
so yeah, they just got rid of the Jet plot, which honestly, good. It probably would have opened up more plot holes. Who knows where that's gonna go? Because he's still a terrorist. Nobody told on him or anything, so he's still gonna continue doing terrorism. So we'll see what happens there, I guess, because his whole band of outlaws is also still working. So maybe that comes back up in the show. Who knows?
I mean, if they're going to do
Yeah,
a season
maybe.
2 with this,
Yeah, maybe we start seeing we come back in season 2 and there's just been some massive terrorist attacks. Boomy's dead on the floor because the fuckboy Jet over here just did another bomb or something. I don't know. So yeah, that was not very good.
yeah, I wonder how they're going to... Yeah.
My theory is how they're going to do the next season is that they're only going to have 2 seasons, and that's my idea. There's
surprise
only going
me.
to be 2 seasons.
So, wait, Eric, you don't meet Azula in season 1 of the Avatar show?
Which no, you do it maybe at the very end.
Okay.
The very end, I think.
Because I thought...
once
I
again,
thought-
the last
Yeah,
scene
like you
ties
see, like she looks up or something. Or
Yeah,
something. Yeah.
I think it's like literally the last.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying like there's not any personality. To
I
the character,
will
so I
say,
don't know.
for the Azula and whatnot in their group, her friends are boring in the show. We only see them for like 5 seconds anyways, though, but I'm like, I don't know.
I didn't care about
I mean-
her friends. I just cared about her. she seemed
Okay,
interesting.
so-
She had some interesting motivations.
Yeah, I forgot to bring that up in the last episode, but
Wait, was that this episode or was that last episode?
That was last episode.
No.
Oh, shit.
yeah. So going back to episode 3 real quick. Sorry about this. Is I thought that Azula and her trio were good, especially May in her like monotone, depressed, like say goth attitude towards everything. I thought that was kind of spot on to the characters. So yeah, I thought that he did good. Once again, Fire Nation rules at acting,
Fire Nation.
and at taking over the world.
Fire Nation.
So
The
yeah.
Fire Nation's the only thing keeping this show alive. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. In fact,
Are they
let's
really
not
the
even
bad
stop-
guys?
Yeah. Let's not even stop them.
If they're giving me
Let's
entertainment, then
stop-
no.
Yeah.
Honestly,
You
if
guys
they,
are real
honestly, they should just kill Aang, and hopefully we'll have a better.
Kill the
Avatar.
bald kid. I'd fight for that.
All right, let's. Any other negatives before we wrap it up?
Hold on, let me think.
There's so many. I'm trying to think which one also tickled me.
Nah. We
You know, it's fine.
we
I'm
said
not-
about everything that I was...
All right, Logan. We'll start with your overall grade for the episode.
For the lack of rhyme with Boomy, just the fact that he's like, oh, always fun with you on games. I'll say a 4. 5.
Oh
at most.
my,
Yeah, 4 or 5 at most. I don't
Luke-
know. This show's just starting to annoy me.
Luke, go ahead.
7.5.
I gave it a 7, and I want to clarify. This 7, this is a 7 because of Zuko and Iroh. If you take out them,
And
this is
Boomy.
a 5 or a 4.
And Boomy. And Boomy.
No, fuck Boomy, dude.
Secret tunnel.
The Boomy
Secret
is funny,
tunnel.
Didn't make up for it. Didn't make up for it. All right, well, that is our breakdown of episode 4. We had some interesting monologues. We had some interesting thoughts.
I know,
And-
it's crazy.
Leaves from the
I mean,
vine.
Katara, it takes her 3 episodes to master waterbending, but I got
Falling
anger
so
bending down.
slow.
You do. Well, to be fair, honestly, this
Like
show's trending
fragile,
up. for
tiny
Luke. I mean,
shells.
we're trending up.
Drifting in the
I'm
fold.
hoping, I'm watching for Zuko and all that.
Little soldier
I don't care
boy.
about that. Sokka is
God
dry.
marching
Tara's
home.
dry. Aang
Brave
has to play
soldier
games, but wants to get to
boy.
North.
Comes marching
All right, well, I'm going to the
home.
outro while Luke does his nonsense. All right,
You'll
we'll be
understand
back.
it one day. You'll
We'll be
get
back
it.
for episode 5 at some point, and hopefully it's good. I have low expectations, but hopefully it's good. All right.
Good
goodbye,
night,
guys.
America.